Oh. Hello. Hello, and welcome to Coast Nation Fan TV. Ooh, I'm Bilo, I'm your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs, Amakosi Football Club. And today we are talking about a very important issue because we are coming to the end of the season soon enough, and a lot of questions will be asked Uguti, with the players that we have. What's going to happen at the end of the season? Who's staying and who's leaving? Because it's clear Uguti, some players that are there in our team, they are not being utilized, but some of them you can just tell Uguti, we actually don't need them well in any case. Not mentioning in the by age Uguti, vele there are those who are going to leave the team because they are old. So today I want us to look at the 6 names that are likely to leave. This is just the first batch of players, because there are other players that we can talk about on another video, but these ones are the obvious ones that I want us to talk about. So you guys can also tell me on the comments Uguti, which of these 6 players you think are guaranteed Uguti they are gone, and do you think these players should stay with Chiefs, the ones that I'm going to talk about today? So let's start with the first player, is Ukama Biliat. Biliat, his contract is coming to an end come end of June. Not June, what's this thing? Yeah, basically end of the season. Kama Biliat's contract is basically over with Kaizer Chiefs. Now the question is, I don't even think there are many people, or there are a lot of people who would say that Ukama should stay with Chiefs, because in his this last season, before he got injured, he wasn't doing great at all. And a lot of people were already complaining about Tama performances billiards. Rightfully so, because if we're being honest, he's been like really bad, or should I say he was really bad before he got injured. So I don't think it would come as a surprise to me if Ukama leaves the Chiefs. And for those of you who are saying he should stay, comment down why. I don't want us to have a conversation like so and so should stay. Give me a reason why Billiard should stay, because for one, I feel like one of the biggest issues, I won't even use in the by age today, because it will seem like hey, Umpilo is an ageist if there's such a thing. But I want you guys to tell me Uguti, why do you think Ukama would stay? For those of you who think Ukama should stay, so why would you keep Ukama in a team? That's the question that I will be asking. Now Ukama, my biggest worry with him, besides Uguti Formiake ended up dropping towards the end of the season, it's just the fact that you realize Uguti, he's been injured a lot. Just leave Uguti right now, he's injured. Vele, that has sort of been his life, which is Uguti. You've not had like spells where Ukama is just available for a long time. Ukama, from time to time, he's just going to get injured. And that cost it him a lot, because if you're going to have a player like of experience Kakama, of ability Kakama, that you're going to trust with performances, and then all of a sudden they disappear for 2 months, and then they're available for a month, and then they're gone for 2 more months, what that does for the team, it just creates unnecessary headaches for the coach, because now the coach has to deal with that fact Yoguti, oh, we don't know whether Kama is available or not in the next game, and because of that Ukochi does not select a consistent squad, and as a result, the person who ends up being blamed for AMA results that are fluctuating, it ends up becoming the coach Uguti. Why are your results changing? But that's because he never has a consistent squad. He never has the same players for a long time. They are always just getting injured. So I think indaba yama injuries will just is hurting Ukama and nama chances akhe. And I don't think his salary is also helping, because a lot of people have already talked about his salary. We've talked about his salary, ukuthi if it wasn't for his salary, or maybe ega dole as well, it would be a problem. That's the thing. So inkinga kaKhama enye nje iyo le salary, ukuthi if he was to stay with Chiefs, then that means the salary yakhe must also go up. He's already rumored to be earning around 800,000-900,000. So if the Chiefs offer him a new contract, that means they must bump up his salary, unless he agrees with, oh no, I am not going to increase my salary, which I doubt would happen. At his age, this is his last contract, so he would want to make as much money as possible. But again, anything is possible. It's possible ukuthi nope, I'm fine with this, because he knows ukuthi the money that he's getting at Chiefs, he's definitely not getting it in any other team. It's only Chiefs who can pay that money right now for Ukama, because the Sundowns obviously released him when he was still a better player than he is right now. And the Chiefs just said, oh no, Sundowns is rejecting the player. We're going to sign him regardless of the fact that the team that had him in his prime is releasing or are releasing him. Yeah, so I would think for my comments, and guys, as you are watching, please also like the video so that it may reach more people like you. Usimba says Karma, obviously. Umandla says Kosi Nation. Awe. Dominic Mcebo says more Champilo. Awe Dominic. Vincent says Dube, Matoho, Cole, Nange, Ngobo, Mahlatsi. We'll talk about other players. Some that you counted are not on my list. Ubuyisile says a Tampilo Nation away. Vincent says Bilal should stay. And then he continues to say he's injury prone. That's just the only problem with Kama. But he's a great player. Yeah, but that's the thing. Ugba injury prone is not something that you can say, Vincent, he's just, right? Because if you say he's just injury prone, it's like it's not a big deal. It's just a small thing. Like if I say, oh, for example, Usail is a great winger. He's just bad at tackling, right? Like we saw at the weekend. He tackled the player. He should have gotten a red card, but he didn't, thanks to poor officiating. But that's something that you can fix, because he's just yabo. But injuries, he's out now for like 4 months. He hasn't played this year. So essentially he's missing 6 months of the season because of injuries. And he has missed other significant games before because of injuries. So it's a deal breaker ngempela indaba yokuthi he's always injured, or he gets injured once every 3 months or once every 2 months. I am battling with my lighting, so that's why from time to time I check my screen to see if there is no whatever. And I still have scars on my head from when I had a chicken pox in December. Umandla says Kama would stay because of the quality. Neymar is having the same issue at PSG. Injuries keep getting him. Yeah, but ukhumbule futhi, the difference between Neymar no Kama is that when Neymar comes back from an injury, Neymar is never poor. Neymar, like Neymar, every time he comes back from an injury, it's like he's saying, yeah, I was gone, you guys faulted me, because usually Neymar doesn't get injured, muscle injury. No, someone has to foul Neymar and break his leg, or not break his leg, but step on him in one way or another. And that's how Neymar ends up getting injured. Ukama, awuzozwa nje kuthiwa hawu ejimini, now it's a muscle problem. And then you know ukuthi oh, it's this side. Now you know ukuthi Ukama is injured again. That's the problem, because now you're not dealing with people who follow Karma, and then we can work on how we can protect him grounding. But it's just Uguti, he just has a body that takes or gets injuries. There are players like that who just get injured. Doesn't matter what happens, they will just get injured. But Mandla, I hear Unema has had periods, but how many times Unema gets injured? Almost every season, like for at least 2 months. But how many times can you calculate and say he was poor for a long period, like Ukama has been? Like Unema, I don't remember him being so out of form as long as, for example, Okama or Ubdoli. Because Odoli, they've been out of form since the beginning of season, which is like, what is happening? So let me finish this comment so that I can move to the other players as well. Uspecihle says, what Kaizer Chiefs is doing to Njabulo Ngcobo is breaking my heart. The guy came in from Swallows as defender of the season, but now he seems like an ordinary player. This is unfair. But now he seems like an ordinary player. This is unfair. Shame. It's indaba kaNgcobo is sad, but he's not one of the players who are going to leave the Chiefs. I don't think so anyway. It could happen, but the contract tag is not even ending next season, so that makes him another thing. I need to confirm that Uguti contract tag is not ending next season, because there are other players whose contracts are running out next season, but I don't think he's one of those. I'll let you know in a second once I'm sure of this thing. But going back here to the comment, yeah, Kuguti. Oh man, yeah. It doesn't seem fair, like, cause other people are making the same argument. Naye was the best defender, but they use that to attack Uzwane, some of these people. So that's another thing that people say. Anyways, Ubu contract end. I'm looking for something. Yeah. And then uthi Umandla, but Karma has been really poor, but more cause of positioning. Yeah, but I can also say the same thing about Neymar. Neymar has been changed positions from playing as a winger to playing as a 10 behind Mbappe at times, or played as a 10 so that who's this guy, so that they can let Njabulo Ngcobo contract tag is ending next season, but Uguti so that Mbappe can play wide, so they push Neymar to midfield. There are players who have changed positions, but good players always find a way of making things work. So if you are at 30 something and you still can't adapt to changing a position, that's a red flag on its own. Like Bugu Kwinika, he's been playing as a centre back for Stellenbosch. He comes to Chiefs centre back, and yes, I know Guti started as a right back, but because of his pace ended up moving centrally. But now he's been pushed to a right back, and he has played that better than any other position that he has played. Well, than a centre back, because that's the only other position that he has played. And then Uzanovuyo says, Mpilo, coordination, salute, awe, and long live, long live. Mandla says, teams play to Neymar's position, but at Chiefs, Karma has to play into Chiefs' system. That's why Karma shined with Solinas. Solinas played around Karma. Karma was the system. Exactly. And that is why that system, that fact is not sustainable. This thing of playing, if you are that player, you have to be really special. You have to be really special to do those things. Because Neymar, as you are saying, we expect Karma to mark, and that's why we don't play him wide. Did you watch finally Champions League where Bayern won against PSG 1-0? Neymar was playing as a Waimaga in that game. So I feel like we're defending Ukama. I feel like we're defending Ukama because Neymar, as much as sikhuluma ngokuthi at times it doesn't mark, and usually that's what it does. It doesn't mark, but I am saying one of the games that I saw prime Neymar was in the final of Champions League. It's just that Bayern were much better than them. As such, they ended up winning the game 1-0, but Neymar was just dominating Bayern the whole game. So Biliati, he even fails to do the basic of running into the right space. And in any case, Neymar can Biliat cannot play as a winger. We see how much work Dupree puts in as a winger. We see how much he puts in as a winger, but he does not Kama can't do that wide. So kahle the team Uzwan is trying to still fit him because of how much he values him as a player. Okay, since I know that you will not fit as a winger, I'm gonna try and play you as a number 9, which when he has been given, he has failed to do. Like if I take for example Ublom, I know has played well as a defensive midfielder, but he played as well as a centre back. Buga or Steb, they are trying to play as defensive midfielders. Those are not their natural positions. You have Umdu, who when he was first introduced, he played as a winger, but then now he's playing as a number 10. He's adapted. So to me, it's like if these younger players with less experience can adapt to playing different positions in the same season, why can't a 32-year-old do that? Because he's literally he has literally been around the block and he has seen how things happen, and so he was supposed to adapt. Temi Nkosi Ntuli says Kama must get 1 more year contract and his salary should be cut off 1 more year is to pay back the money he was earning for underperforming. But then he underperforms, then he gets injured, and then people will say he's a scam. He should be taken to FIFA for stealing the salary. Hey, I mean, and then Umandla was saying, but Neymar doesn't mark, so the positioning falls away. So I don't agree with that. We expect Kama to mark, and that's why we don't play him wide. Yeah, but my problem is with even body language Kama at times this season, just like Doli, just like Mat at times. I sometimes have a problem with that. It's one thing if you are just underperforming. Like about Utupri, we are Keja because it's like I don't know what happens to him. But he tries. It's not for the lack of effort. Ukama, he is poor and it's for the lack of effort. He does not try to help. That's what I feel like happens. Because at times, man, let's just let go Uguti. He's not marking. Ukama has gotten into situations where we're supposed to score a simple goal and he has still missed. That has nothing to do with the marking. That has nothing to do with how system is set up. If you're in front of goal and you have to tap the ball in. But he also has failed that, which though ends up taking me back to this thing, Guti. It's on the side note, but Chiefs needs a striker coach to help the team. Usandile Ziqubu, Biliat to Chiefs is same as Hazard from Chelsea to Madrid. Now the difference is Biliat was given so many chances and fellow Kosi talking about Solinas that Madala was clueless. I think in the enkulu futhi with Hazard, it's different. Yes, in the Baga Hazard to Madrid because he was prime Hazard. Like Chelsea still wanted to renew a contract here, but Utu Biliati sometimes was like, take him Chiefs. It's like the same thing with kind of. It's the same thing with Uchali. Sundowns does not care whether Chiefs takes Uchali or not, which I think was the same thing with Upiliatu, but they didn't care whether we took him or not. They were just done with him. Guys, please like the video. Please like the video. 20 minutes into the video and only 11 likes. That's breaking my heart. Oh. Ama-likes ngicela abe 10% of the views. 215 views, let's get 20 likes. Like, please. And then, yes, I'm saying, I think the biggest thing with Ukama is that he came to Chiefs not as with Chelsea. He was prime hazard, and then he got to Madrid, and then things just didn't go his way. But Ukama comes to Chiefs, he was like, okay, Solinas works a bit, but then after that he just goes injuries. That was even before positioning yakhe was changed. Ukuthi there was also that thing ukuthi he was, I don't know, indaba yama injuries, the confidence, the team wasn't clicking. So to a point ukuthi Chiefs became individual brilliance FC, because even last season we would depend on Dolly to show up or Kama to show up. If those two players did not show up or do anything, then you would see ukuthi Chiefs were not yeah. And then Mandla was saying, nah, I'm not defending Kama, but we have to be fair. Prime Kama was Champions League as well, most dominating. But I ekakhamba ngizoyeka ngoba ngifuna ukukhuluma ngabanye abadlali as well. Umpo says, good evening, gentlemen. Hola Kosimpilo, awe. And Mandla says, but that goes back to what I was saying. Kama is quality, but can't play in the Chiefs' system. But that's all our players. So, okay, we must let go of the whole team because they miss more than Kama. No, but indaba Kama, ukuthi yena, as much as Kama Lukaku same WhatsApp group quality, but the system an issue. But I feel like at this point you are also neglecting Guti. There is also just the issue yoguti khona abadlali who struggle ngathi it's their own problem. Ukuthi okay, Nkosi yami, ama comments avela ngene at the same time, so ngagcina ngidideka. Okay, indaba kaKhama ngizo-addressa kanje ukuthi there are players who don't fit the system of a team. That's understood, right? There are players who don't fit the system, but there are players like Abu Dupree who try to fit the system and still fail. And then there are players like Abu Khama who feel like they're just not even trying to do that. If Utu Lukaku quality but doesn't fit the system, Lukaku was also pressed with Chelsea. You'd see him pressing, but the problem is that the ball just never got to him. And at times, the match would end with Lukaku only touched the ball twice. But he would try to avail himself, make runs and all of those things. To a point they ended up playing Kai Havertz because he would then drop deep and go and collect the ball. But with Abu Khama, it's a good different, because if you are a winger that does not have pace in a team that needs pace, then what do we do with you? We try to make a position specifically for you, but then if that position you are not also playing it, satisfying it, then yabo kuba trick. Usbu says, Mpilo, my brother, those who don't add value, they must go. We need a defensive midfielder like Charlie. Look at Casemiro menu. I'm sorry if ngiphuma kwi topic. Now you are not out of topic. Kukhona vele ukuthi there's always gonna be good players, but are they good players for a certain team? Because if for instance we can take a player, a team that has Jose Mourinho, and then say you're going to play a Messi in the team, he's going to get frustrated because that's a very defensive team that will work on a counter. Yes, he's good with the pace on the counter, but that system of a counter fits Ronaldo more because he will be good with explosive pace and scoring goals. But Messi will be good with Ama 1-2, so he will fit a Guardiola style more. But if again Messi as a professional player is not trying to fit himself into the system of the coach that's available to him at that time, then we end up asking questions about why is Messi not trying hard enough Kanto Ronaldo is the type of a player who will just be quiet the whole game and say "Sue" at the end of the game and win the match. And as the longer the match goes, he can get frustrated, but he will still score a goal. But you look at Messi on the other hand, he doesn't get the ball. He doesn't get the ball, and then all of a sudden he's frustrated and he's out of the game. And that is why indaba ye system, there are coaches who will make a way go so far. Like with Argentina, Messi, you have Rodrigo de Paul, who's just worried. His job is to make sure that he works for himself, but also works for Messi. And then you have Julian Alvarez. Now, but when they cover ground for themselves, they cover ground for Messi or McAllister. Everyone is just working hard for Messi because Messi is that special player. But all of these guys at the end of the day, they are able to play the ball themselves. And then when they do give it to Messi, something special happens and they make runs and then it gives them the ball and then maybe ends up scoring or they end up scoring. But with Ukama, ngeke team defend Ukama yonke. And then agcine sezidlisa. So that is why it's difficult to say we can build a team around a player who's not make sure kwayena. He's quality, but he's not Messi superstardom ukuthi i-prime yakhe doesn't come anywhere near the prime of some of the players that we've seen play even for Chiefs. Even if we can just say Kama versus Msona, prime Msona. Msona is like miles ahead of Ukama, prime Gamson. Yes, I know he didn't win the Champions League, but what he was doing for the Chiefs when he was in his prime, it's a better thing. And yeah, you are right when Sibuze Pozonguti. Casemiro has really helped United system yabo. I'm just still not sure ukuthi we need Ujali. A player like Ujali, yes, but Jali himself, I don't think he would help us because again, we'll have the same problem of injuries. Sahlala 30 minutes isikhuluma ngokama. I've realized ngalama live streams ukuthi they one topic you come up uthi uzokhuluma into eyodwa ngcine izinto eziningi ugcina ukhuluma into eyodwa. And then Football Freak says, sure Mpilo bro, you look like you are coming from work. No, I'm just wearing this was from my days at UKZN. I got this because long story from my days I'm wearing this because I don't know, I'm trying to look formal. I'm trying to look formal because the whole setup, it's trying to look a bit formal. So that's why I'm wearing black and black. But this UKZN thing is showing, which it shouldn't. But yeah, I came from work like a few hours ago, 8:30, which is 2:30 South African time. Anyways, at 8, which is 3, yeah. Liberty says, I think the Kama situation is similar to Castro. Now Castro ufika washayelwa ama-injury nje Chiefs. Especially Daniels. By the way, I'm just sitting here questioning ukuthi, should we still be going after these players that Sundowns are letting go or don't see the need to renew their contracts? Because they don't end up giving us anything with Chiefs. Like I can count Abo Katle Khompela, I can count Abo Ramahle Mphahlele, I can count Abo, who else? Castro, now Kama himself. I think the person who last gave us something, who was a Sundowns reject, is Ucho Stadlal. But the others, they have not really done what you'd expect from them. As such, they've been underwhelming. Specialist says, I'm not gonna lie, seeing Kama leave would make me sad. Seems most of my favorite players are gone or are going. Zuma, Zuma ngempela. Nkosi yami. Nokovic, Blom, possibly Billiard, Njabulo Ngcobo. I would rather Caleb goes away, Shem. Yo, don't we all? Most of us would rather have Caleb go because that's a problem. I don't even know. Let me just change the title of this video to These Players Will Leave Chiefs, because now it says 6 and I don't think we'll talk about 6 players. We'll just cause it says Kulmengo Billiard for the last 30 minutes. Umandla says, does that mean Mendieta wouldn't fit in Chiefs because he isn't fast? It's not just about being fast though. I think I said to Guti Mina, my problem is Guti, if you are played or given a position and you don't know how to play, I mean not even to give effort or show good you are giving effort into the thing, then that's why we have a problem. Because you can be the slowest midfielder and playing in a very fast team. Like Kimmich is not the fastest player, but he fits his style as a Bayern. You look at Thiago, even with Bayern, when they were winning Champions League, he's not the quickest player, but he still fits in that system because he knew how to play smart. So there are players who just know how to play smart and give effort and at the very least try to fit in that system. Be smart about how they perform. Like you have a player like Joe Gomez with Liverpool who is quicker than Matip, but on their good seasons Matip performs better, not because of his height, because of the brain. He's much better at thinking than Gomez, who's quicker than him. So sometimes it's just a matter of you can find James Milner at Liverpool at 36 defending better than Trent, because Trent is switched off and he doesn't do the basics at times of defending. So at the end of the day, it's not just about pace and how good you are. It's also just about how much effort are you putting into your game as well, which is what makes me feel a certain type of way about to come, because it feels like sometimes it doesn't try enough. It's the same thing I can say with Umat, same thing I've been saying about Frosla, same thing I've been saying about Doli Uguti. If I don't see effort from your part, I'm not expecting you to run, but I'm expecting you to do something. And then Manda says Nkosi is struggling with the same issue with Kama. Mdu is striving because he's a machine. Mandla, you are saying Ukama, you are not defending him, but you are actually defending Ukama, because you are actually kind of dismissing the fact that Ukama is not showing effort. We're not saying chase everything that exists, Kam, but one effort. That's what I feel like is happening here. Even Umshin, now we're not expecting him to mark everyone. We want him to try. And by the way, I saw you talking about Ugutumsona was playing with solid defensive midfielders. But when was that? And Umsona naye, he did mark. Ama midfielders ayidlala naye might have been solid, but Gwayena Umsona was making or had a better effort in terms of how he was playing. Umpo says, Sandile, I skipped the comment ka Sandile, who says, and some people also forget Billiard was signed as a marquee signing. He was brought to lift the sinking ship while you guys are protecting him. I think Mina, when I had to come, I was out for the season. Part of me was like, I don't want this to be his end, because like, especially Uguti, he kind of ended his season Chiefs like after having a bad performance, and the career yake with Chiefs will end after having a poor spell. I don't like that. I don't want a player to leave a team on sort of bad terms. I want them to leave after saying, oh, we played well, we won something. But realistically, going forward, I don't think he will give the Chiefs anything going forward. He might, but I just don't think he will. Manda says, I would like come play with DMs and CMs who would hold position more. He would drive because the marking wouldn't be much. Mara now it's attack with pub DMs and CMs. This is not like working hard, extra hard. It's effort, 5%. Umpo says ukukila ujala. Manda is asking for the next player. Angithi wosibambile. You are holding us hostage to come. So kumele sim address. Football Freak says that's why people will say Chiefs is a retirement home for Sundowns players. And lapho thina we tease Super Sports as being development for Sundowns. So players are developed at Super Sports, they go to Sundowns and then they retire with Chiefs. Someone should use that against us actually. Alipate official says, I think Charlie is still an amazing player, one of the best, but if it comes to Chiefs, he will need to do a lot more than what he does at Sundowns, which means he will be even more injury prone. We don't even have a conditioning coach. Imagine how much injuries will affect him, knowing there is no there is no conditioning coach, because our players are just struggling. Only the strong ones survive. Guys, while we're here, can we just do the right thing? Can we get a member on the stream? Like, I should actually do this every time halfway through the show. Can we get a member today? Early access to content, loyalty badges next to your name, my comments and on live chats, and you also get priority response to your own comments when you're commenting. So it's only 20 rands per month. You're supporting the channel. You are also getting these benefits. Only 20 rands. Guys, please do become a member. Can become a member by clicking the link that is pinned on the chat. You can, if you don't see the link that is pinned on the chat, it's pinned on the description. So you can click on that link. It will say join, and then you enter your details, and then you will be sorted. Thank you to those who have joined and to those who will join as well. Dominic says, Mpilo, I think we're still gonna need Kama, especially if we do qualify for the CAF. With his experience, and I'm sure his form will pick up. Hey, I've been saying the same thing with Utoli. I've been saying, I'm sure Doli's performing. I've been saying Doli's form will pick up and hoping, okay, this game shall be it. Because I know, like, Utoli is a quality player. But it's just not happening, man. It's just not happening. And that worries me a lot. Manda says, Bayern is ball dominate. We're not so defense won't be exposed like with Chiefs. Arrows killed us because we allowed them to have the ball. They are not so defensive. Yabo, you are going back to what I'm saying exactly. Uguti, as much as Bayern, they dominate the ball, but when they do lose the ball, you do see everyone being involved in recovering that ball. And since they are such a good team that knows how to keep the ball, after losing it, they quickly press and win it back. Like, take for example what Ukama did Soweto Derby when Matt scored that goal. He quickly put the pressure on Ndlondlo, and I even commended him for that. Put the pressure on Ndlondlo, won the ball back, and then Matt takes a shot. It's those things that I want from players. Just that tiny bit of effort that can yield massive results. Not the hard running 90 minutes. No, I'm just saying do a bit so that I can say, you are trying, Shem. Yabo. I was sitting here talking about how Kwinika was much better this past weekend, because again, you see that tiny bit effort. Okay, this player is much better today compared to the games that I've seen him play. So that's all that I want to say. Equality, okay, Ukama, I can never question it because I know he's a good player. I just don't like it when players just seem like they feel entitled to they don't have to defend, they don't have to try and stuff like that. Ausbusi Bozonke says, I understand, Bilo, why you don't like players from Sundowns, but Ujali still usashisa, just that Urulani doesn't like him since Abba head coach benched him, but every time he's given a chance, it difference. Iba sharp, I guess that's what you're saying. So yeah, I think I it's more than also Sundowns, It's also about the fact that there's something that was said by Klopp. The journalists asked him, Guti, so what happens? There are players, right, that Liverpool wants. But if Liverpool doesn't qualify for the Champions League, those players might not come to Liverpool. And I think he said, if that player does not want to come to Liverpool because they are a big brand, then it doesn't want them at Liverpool in any case. That tells you, Uguti, these things, they go beyond how good a player is, but it also goes to, Uguti, are you committed to the project, like the rebuilding project, if we are rebuilding a team? Like, look at Casemiro, goes to United. Frankie de Jong was wanted by United, and then de Jong was like, nope, I'm staying at Barcelona. And one of the reasons was the Champions League. They got knocked out of the Champions League, and then funny enough, they got knocked out of Europa League by Manchester United. There to Frankie de Jong didn't want to go, and now people were bantering, hey, the same team that you said you didn't want to play for because they were not in the Champions League is now knocking you out from the Europa League. Which goes to show, which I'm saying all of this to come back to this. Uguti, billiard, not billiard, Ujal never wanted to play for the Chiefs. And I'm just worried, Uguti, how much committed will he be to the team? Mentally as well. Like, because is he coming to Chiefs because they are the only team that can pay him the amount of money that he would want? Because how many times that the question that I'm asking is it worth the risk yokuthi umdlali engasifunanga kwi-prime yakhe wadlalela iPirates wabuyela kwi-Sundowns, because Sundowns had other options as well. But if rumors are to be believed, ukuthi Chiefs did want him when he returned from abroad, but he still didn't want the Chiefs, then some people may say, yeah, I didn't want the Chiefs because Sundowns were in a better position. They're playing with Champions League and all that stuff. But if you really truly cared about the Chiefs, then you think a player would go to the team regardless of good bagup. I know maybe now I sound ridiculous because players do want to win cups. Players do want to play in big matches and they don't want to downgrade so much. So it could be an argument for Charlie, but I'm just saying, Guti, I fear Uguti how much mentality yake is it really, does he really, or would he really come to Chiefs because he wants to play for Chiefs and is 100% committed, just like Umdu? Because look at Umdu, how he plays for Chiefs. I want all the players to have the same energy as Umdu with Chiefs. Omanda says, I'm defending dumping quality players because they struggle with the system, or just running all day. It goes back to your conditioning topic. You have to condition all these boys. Yeah, once again, yabo indaba kaBilliard, inkinga yakhe, it's not like, as I said once again, it's not about running and pressing all the time. Effort, right? Effort, one, and two, the injuries besides in the conditioning. Because if ubheka with Chiefs when we were playing, if Ukama also struggled with injuries under Hunt, he wasn't marking when he was playing under Hunt, he wasn't marking when he was playing under Ubaxt, but he still struggled, like at times, with the form yakhe. I think the other season he scored a goal after 21 matches, right? And the system wasn't press. In fact, it was opposite. We're so deep, so defensive, but still he scored his first goal, I think, after 21 games. And that said a lot to good. Ukama and he struggles, shame, with all these systems. What's the problem? It's because he's always out with injuries all the time. And that is why you're going to find a player like Eden Hazard sitting on the bench at Real Madrid. As good as he is, at the end of the day, he's not fit enough to feature on the team. Ufikile lapha ku-Madrid Hazard thought always going to shine. And then now Vinicius has come out. Sesibona Vinicius just shining and being this thing that we've never seen in our lives. And everyone is forgetting about Hazard. So that's my thing. Our football freak says actually Mpilo, what I'm seeing as we are talking about the effort part is that of these players is that they work hard in their respective smaller teams to be recognized by the big three, but when they get there to those teams they tend to relax. Yeah, because again we're talking about with Mandla on WhatsApp about this ukuthi it seems like there's this bad mentality in our players ukuthi nje they just maybe play for Sundowns, not directly that conversation, but when they start playing for these big teams or mabefike Europe, maybe sometimes it's like, oh, we've reached the top of the mountain, there is no I'm hungry for more. Like, oh yeah, I play for Chiefs now, I'm fine. Like, imagine if all the players who ended up at Chiefs got to Chiefs and said, I want more. You don't see that in most of the players, but I don't want us to start talking about the player ambition because that's a video topic on its own. Uguti, why are our players not ambitious enough? Funny enough, as we're talking, as I'm saying in that conversation with Umandla, we're realizing Uguti, most of the players who make it outside of South Africa are actually colored players who kind of have the sort of the same background with the other black players who are coming from Emakaya, and these guys are coming from the hood as well. So it's like these players sort of have the same kind of upbringing. Yoguti, maybe a single mom grew up without a dad, they are growing up in the slums, same thing with the guy, but the colored one seems to be making it more. Why is that? That's a different topic for another day. Manda says, at Chiefs we run, guys. Sometimes it's too much on these boys. We need a conditioning coach because if you're gonna play with arrogance, you can't allow anyone to have the ball against you. Football Freak says to those teams, okay, sengifundile leya comment. Mpo says, I also don't want Kama to live without winning for all the Chiefs. Bruh, that was my thing, Uguti. Even Ukune, for his last season, I want him to win, like leave the Chiefs lifting in Nedbank Cup or something. But this thing, Uguti, they just leave. Everyone will remember them because people don't remember you with how you started. They remember how you ended. That's the same thing I was saying with Upaka, Uguti. In my eyes, Upaka is a Chiefs legend, and people forget how much he has done for the Chiefs or how much he did for the Chiefs. They just remember the last few seasons, Uguti. They didn't want him to play. So in the eyes of most Kaizer Chiefs fans, they hate Upaka as well. Guys, please do like the video. 500 views and only 26 likes. Come on, please. Come on. Umanda says, me too. At Kama, he left Qatar money to win with Chiefs. But look now. Imagine playing for Chiefs for sweet nothing. Okay, laba bakhuluma about two. Prax Fox Walekosi says, we don't need Charlie at Chiefs. We rather play Dove as a defensive midfielder because he's got qualities, and play De Klerk as left center back next season. I've seen this topic Dove as a defensive midfielder. Actually, it's coming up more times than yeah. A few people have said that. Funny enough, some people have also been saying Chiefs should probably try Frost as a defensive midfield. I've never seen him play as a defensive midfield. I will say, Guti, I will believe it when I see it. Okay, bakhuluma about two. Mandla says, the one thing I will say about Kama is that he needs to sign a performance contract. You can't earn 800k and sit at home with injuries. and then restructure that contract, and Dolly is next. Yes, I wonder ngempela if are there such contracts in football, because they would end a lot of nonsense if they were there. I just think agents will be very skeptical of signing such things, because they will say, but what if a performance? They will use your own argument when I'm answer. They will use your argument. They will say the system does not fit the player, so you are not making the system or the environment conducive for our player. So then you can't say he's underperforming while it's your system that's not good enough for the player. You see, I think that is why maybe it's difficult to make performance contracts. And Mandla says do about 30k per month. But Dolly, TPS Dolly is 1.2 million a month. I know is restructure those contracts. Imagine Uchal, how much Jal is going to earn at Chiefs. Tell you now. Uziki Longo says, yes, you're right. The Jali never wanted to play for Chiefs, my brother. Now he sees things aren't going well there at Sundowns. Now Uzo retire kuthi hayi cha ngeke akudlulele si right thina ngaye. And then Uziki continues to say, could Zwane not try to convert Njabulo Ngcobo to the number 6, as I think that would benefit us and give us stability at the back, as our defense needs protection. And umdlali uNjabulo Ngcobo, mina vele I don't know why uMangete has not done that this season, because he's only played him once as a defensive midfield and as a sub. He hasn't really tried him at that. I just feel like that's another video on its own. As it's another video, players one it doesn't trust. It's just another video. There are players that's one it doesn't trust. That should just be a video on its own. You can't even see because it's green. But let me move on to another player. So this other one is Eric Mulomo Wandao Matoho. And Naye right now he's I want to say injured. It's just that now I'll say injured a lot this season because Umatoho this season has been used once, and that time is when the fans voted for him. But otherwise Umatoho hasn't played this season. It's fair to say Uguti Matoho is leaving Chiefs this end of the season. It wouldn't make sense. I want to hear my comments, and are people as divided as they were about to come? I should have made a poll, yes. I should have made a poll. I'm just thinking about it now. Ugut, I should have made it. I wanted to structure this video differently, but then I ended up not doing it. Okay. So I added this thing. I will open this poll for the next 5 minutes. I want to see how many people are going to vote. Kama, stay or go. How many people are going to vote for. I feel the first 2 people have already said stay. The poll is open for 5 minutes, then I will close it. In fact, I should open it for 3 minutes so that I can open the other poll Matoho. But I want to hear your comments about Matoho as well. What do you guys think about Matoho? Before that, let me read the other comments. Usbungo Boko says, if Nedbank Cup, we could give it all and break the trophy drought. Nje sivalo umlomo wabantu ngeChiefs. Yazi awazi wena. We are sitting here saying, the Chiefs might not win it. It's okay, we're building. But deep down, we know deep down we want Chiefs to win the Nedbank Cup, Sheb. We do. It's just that it doesn't look like Chiefs with their inconsistency they can do it. But what can we say? We can only hope. The poll will close in 3 minutes, so get your votes in. Should Kama stay or should Kama go? Vote on that poll. And then Mandla says Jali must go to Pirates. We need someone who's hungry. They also just signed Makaula Kir. Is it Makaula? Yeah, from the Amazon. Pirates in Genayo, sometimes it's like they're just signing, but yeah. Uman Chumene Precious Mosehla says, I agree with you, Kosimpilo. Charlie should stay at Sundowns. He's old now and he never wanted to play for the Chiefs. And the contract it's ending with Sundowns. So he'll be a free agent, which is like Chiefs says to that. Yes. He's free. He is for us. So in the Bagachal, as much as I might not like it, I think it's happening. But it might just happen. Manda says Matoho, I know. TS Galaxy and Amazulu is waiting for him. Amazulu nokuthanda abadlali. Usidney Theo says the problem is that some players earn a lot and not deliver because badly they know this is their last contract, and the other advantage of being a football player is that usually you don't get fired unless you do what Ronaldo did with United. You just go out and you expose the team, but usually players don't get fired. You just don't get fired, and that's the advantage of being players. You really have to breach a contract like Abu Dumsani, like Uguti, disciplinary issues time after time, but you don't just get fired because of the other things. Umpo is crying, he's saying Bob is going to sign Uchal. He will. I strongly feel like the Chiefs will do it, and if they do it, I will support Uchal with Chiefs. It just makes my stomach turn as I say that. I will support Uchal with Chiefs. What I will say though is that if that does happen, it won't leave a good taste in my mouth. What would make the situation worse is if they actually gave him Inambaga doctor. I should have a conversation about that. We've never actually had even a conversation about Uchal. These things, guys, if you are my members, I forgot there was another thing that I forgot. There's another perk that I wanted to add to a membership. Yogutama members of the channel can suggest videos, video ideas or things that they want us to discuss on the channel. I forgot. I still need to update this thing. Benefits of being a member, because right now they're just here. So yeah, it's because there are a lot of things that come up when we're doing these live streams, and then some of them we end up forgetting to tackle, because like you've seen today, we ended up talking about billiard for such a long time. Litini Bandla, what are people saying about Matoho? It seems like they're just like, nah, we don't care about Matoho. Matoho hasn't played. It's clear he's not in Zwane's plans. He's not comfortable on the ball. He made blunders after blunders last season and the seasons before. Again, another legendary player with Chiefs, but towards the end of his career, he wasn't as great as the beginning of his career, which is why sometimes players, they say, if you stay too long, I think you live as a villain. So you should live while you are celebrated. Like Hazard with Chelsea, he left as a hero after winning the Europa League, as compared to Ronaldo, who left United as a villain because he was now saying he doesn't respect Ten Hag, who has few months later won United their first trophy in like 6 years, something like that, but he has ended the trophy drought, and yet he's the one who has told Uguti, who Ronaldo basically said he doesn't respect. So yeah, it's in English, izinto lezi. Usibongo Bukho Mangele says Chiefs should just sign one of the trialists that came over to Naturena rather than Jali. The guy Maurizio. Maurizio Umakovic wakhona loyo. He is he's just playing in a lower league. He would be a risk on his own. Mina, I would rather spend money. I would rather spend money on Usibongiseni Mthetho I would rather find another defensive midfielder that to sign for a Chiefs. But the idea of taking a risk on that one, it would be a bit tricky. So I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't go as far as to say, instead of Charlie, let's sign Mauricio Markovic. I would say instead of Charlie, let's sign someone who's PSL proven, who can actually deliver something for the team. But you can sign Markovic as an addition to that because they will not cost the Chiefs that much money. However, indaba kaJali mina nehunger yakhe and other reasons nale ndaba yokuthi once he apparently they say once number 15, which is just not right because he wore number 5 at Sundowns when he started his career there. But now, why would you want to come? Like, imagine if any player went to Pirates and said they wanted to wear number 22 or number 10. Would Pirates even negotiate that? I know people would say, but numbers are underrated, blah, blah, blah. But that's the thing. Once we start saying how number 15 means nothing, it's just a number. That's how we let go of culture. That's how we let people just disrespect the culture of a team. Like by saying, no, 15 means nothing. It's just a number. So that's my thing. You can't just make a ruling. This is our culture. We are honoring number 15 because Dr. Khumalo is probably one of our best, if not the best players to ever play for the Chiefs. I didn't say he's the best. I'm saying one of, if not the, before Banbangil. So, we are doing this in honor of such a great player. And all of a sudden you turn around and say, he's a 33-year-old player that we are desperate to sign. So we are going to say, to hell with Dr. Khumalo's number 15. Let's just give it to Andile Chal. It would be disrespectful and disgraceful, in my opinion. Okay, uluziki baphendulana bodwa lapha. Escopodi says Matoho must go and Jale must not come to Naturen. Please don't give Dr. Khumalo to anyone outside Chiefs. Yebo. Exactly. And if that number was to come back and be used by anyone, doctor can take that number and say, Mdu, here's the number, take it. And also, I don't think Mdu would take that number because Mdu, I'm counting 2 seasons, is going to Belgium or somewhere in Europe because Mdu is too good for EPSL. Yes, there's some parts of his game that needs to get better, but I'm counting a few seasons for Mdu. So the number 15, if it was to come back, Doctor would bring it back maybe for someone, I don't know, Magwenzenjan, but a player that he thinks is so good that he deserves that number. Okay, let's end the poll with 25 votes, which I don't think it's fair, but basically people are divided equally within the Ndabakaga because that's not conclusive. 25 votes are very few, so but basically it seems like half of the people are saying stay, half of the people are saying go. Let me use the Matoho. I want to see because people did not comment much about Matoho. Because what's there to comment about really? I feel like, but I'm surprised that people are not coming out here and defending Matoho why I should stay, because a lot of people have been talking about we need Matoho, but today I'm not seeing anyone saying Matoho should stay. It's just quiet. There is Matoho's poll. Let's see what people are going to say. Zisuganshi, it's 50-50. I want to see this. The poll will end in 4 minutes. Umpo says, lol, George Malulega left as relevant and some took. But George left because they wouldn't give him a better contract. Like, guys, I'm out here. Like, if another company offers me more money than what I'm offered here, I think with people, sometimes with football players, we just forget they are human beings who need to support their own families. So now we just think in terms of us as fans, right? You're supposed to be loyal to us, but now we're not even loyal to them. Like labadlali, we boo them. Chiefs, the supporters, they boo their own they boo their own players. They boo their own players. Wow, voting for Matoho is quite fast. 20 votes already. So they boo the fans of Kaizer Chiefs. They boo their own players. Besesegui Chiefs. So where is loyalty there? You understand? So then if a player is now choosing Sundowns because Sundowns is going to pay him more money or is going to give him Champions League, he's going to go to the team because at least they are showing what they prefer him. There's effort on their side. I think it was Darwin Núñez, if not Diaz last season, where he was called by United. Yeah, it was Tottenham. So when they were asked, it's one of these players between Núñez and Diaz, and then he was asked, so Tottenham United called you and talked to you about signing you, and he was like, yeah, but I just liked Klopp's speech better because the effort from that team, I'm going to call you personally and give you promises or whatever, which is what Beto did to Maluleka. And then the Chiefs folded and gave Maluleka over to Sundowns, which was a stupid thing to do. Look what it did to us. Again, the poll is ending in 2 minutes, guys. Matoho, should he stay or should he go? Let's see. Let me read my comments. And Umandla says Vilakazi will see. Maybe may be good enough for that number. I wonder. Oh wait, I skipped some comments. George left irrelevant, but he was going to Sundowns, hence the cursing. Umanda says there has been no player since Doctor who deserves number 15. We have released number 10 and we see what they are doing with it. Number 10 Kosiam abawenzi nje lutho, and no one deserves that number 15 value. Nobody. I actually thought the Chiefs were going to do something about number 14 because Ushabalala did a lot for that number, and then Gogos Khota manje Jesu Nkosi yami. Phela ngidepressed yabo mangikhuluma ngosekhotha nango Caleb umoya wami uyehla kusekhotha ngoba Nkosi yami une ability but ikhanda uCaleb akho lutho, nothing, zero, zilch. Machwene Ratius lazlaliti kamalako says Charlie wanting to wear number 15 is total disrespect to our legendary Dr. Khumalo. He must just chill. I mean, it's not like he's at his prime now. And again, if those are rumors, right? But if he does want that, I mean, nobody doesn't know who Dr. Khumalo is. It's just not even disrespectful to Doctor. It's disrespectful to the whole management or the club itself and what it stands for. Because the club is saying we stand behind Dr. Khumalo being the GOAT at Kaizer Chiefs. And then when you're like, GOAT, hold my beer. I'm going to take that number post my prime. Let me end that poll because 5 minutes is over now. And again, 54% says Matoho should go, 46% says he should stay. There are a lot of people who are on the stream who are not saying anything. Maybe you could consider joining the channel membership and get the benefits. Early access to content, loyalty pages next to your name, and priority response to your comments. 20 rands, guys. Click the link above, and then you can become a member of the channel. Ukosta says, Costa says, let Jali be Sundowns number 15. Up. Let the scouts do their job. I don't get it. What did you say? Let Charlie be Sundowns is number 15. Up. Let the scouts do their job. Which scouts? Which scouts are you talking about? Because as far as I know, Chiefs doesn't have a scout. They only have. There's a video that I posted earlier where I talk about exactly that. Uguti Chiefs does not have actual scouts. Doesn't seem like it, anyways. Amanda says Vilagazi, we will see. Maybe may be good enough for that number. Maybe, just maybe. And then Blade says Kigan, Kama, Sfiso, Cole, Eric, and Kweneka. Thank you so much, and all the best to your future. Maybe not so much Ukwinik, right? Because if you release Ukwinik again, you are also losing someone who can give you something as a right back. Because my opinion of Kweneka, kind of, I know it's one game, the weekend, but against Pietermaritzburg, he played better as a right back. So it made me change Uguti. Maybe, even if he's coming off the bench, if he's playing smart as that right back, he can probably do better. I've always doubted that. But the fact that he held his own, be playing with right back, I know Pirates were not that much going forward, but I will say Uguti, they still gave the Chiefs something at times, but we're still able to hold it. Because the game was boring does not mean it was completely dull. There were moments, and these big games, sometimes if they are boring, you win them by moments. And Okwinika, they showed up when those moments were there. And then Ukusta says awivalanga masinga lepoll ndijonga abantu abayi-61 kodwa there were only 21 votes. Ekust, I have a problem when I'm live, ne? I think here with people who are watching, some people are probably watching on their TVs and sometimes they don't get active on the chats, and some people are just playing, maybe they are cooking, and that is why sometimes when I say please like the video, that's when people remember to like. So sometimes the numbers that you see, Uguti, people who are watching, they are not necessarily the active participants in the video. So that's why you see 699 views but only 44 likes. But there's someone who's been watching for 1 minute, 1 hour, 12 minutes, and they haven't commented, because some people are just not like that. They don't want to comment. So, which is okay. They are here. So one day they will comment. Yeah. And then, so yeah, even the second one only had 24 votes. So I've accepted that. But sometimes people don't participate. It's okay though. Blade says jersey number 15 is not available even for Ronaldo. See, it says Chiefs must go for Opus of Test Galaxy or Spong Tet of Stellenbosch. Andy Lechal is old and the system of coach needs players who can run. I don't think Charlie will make it. He won't. He won't. We need to explore those options. Manda says the money Malulega ended Sundowns versus the money he would have had at Chiefs. It's a big difference. In what sense? Did Sundowns offer him much more, or did Chiefs offer him much less? I don't know whether that makes sense. Did what do you mean? Were Chiefs going to give him more, or was Sundowns going to give him more? Ace Hopodi says people are saying Super Sports is Sundowns development. Sundowns is development, yeah. And then Mandla uthi hayi impilo, finish me with the Sehota number 14 comment. Bruh, what can I say? Uthi impilo, that's a shot right there. Mina guys, I will tell you a secret. I'm coming back to SA sooner than I thought. I'm coming back to SA. So I don't want to make enemies with these players. That's why I try to hold myself back sometimes, even when I want to say things. No, even when I want to say things, I don't say these things Because at times I just feel like I want to sit across Sekgotha one of these days and say, why do you force things? You know, like that interview, you know, today we are joined by so and so. And he starts the interview. Why are you gay? You know that video. It's like that. I want to have that sort of an interview with one of these players and say, why do you force things? Eti, who forces things? You force things. And you know, so I that's why I don't want to end up being hated, because sometimes you develop a bad reputation. We know people who have already developed a bad reputation. So I don't want to be known like that, because eventually we might become YouTubers, will end up being known as all the negative people about Chiefs. So I try to avoid that. But to say what a shame, I can make that short. I forgot which minute was it, so I must check between 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. I'm making notes now. I really, if I was getting much more money, I need to hire an editor who will edit these best moments of our streams. But that's why I'm for my YouTube membership, so that maybe I can hire someone. Umpo says the Sekgotha should be given another number. Ngampela futhi bamnikeze nje 45. Oh, Blom. No, we are pick 45. Why did I even think of 45? Leya number phela uBlom ubeseqala efuna ukuyenza ibe legendary. Bamnikeze u51 inumber nje ngathi umfana we development. Costa says, I mean to say we need to find our own proper CDM or even a player who might own the number 15 Gs. Yeah, because ngifile kanjalo ngizolokhu ngilokhu nje ngisho nje ngifile inhlobo. We would rather ngempela go search bano up or ukuthi how are they doing, osibongisene imithetho. Because good development yet also, I don't see another player will come in and be a Blom. So that's also just a problem. Uzimpo says number 7 kaKhambule should be given to Sekgotha. Ufuna ukumenza wes esevele njena nje. Why udlala ngo-KG? Blade says, what are we getting from Kweneka? Come on, Bilo Fethu ngeke. That's why I'm saying, from me, I can still keep him on the bench, but I bring him on as a right back just to keep the game solid. If Guguti he plays better in that position, then keep on playing him as a right back, because centrally he's not make sure. We have seen that time and time again, but the only time he's been sort of make sure is when he played as a right back. I just remembered, because I'm asking myself, it's 10-2. Yeah, it's 10-2 in the morning here. Like it's 10-2. I'm sleeping after the live stream. I'm like, no, clearly Liverpool. And I don't know why. I told myself, good, I'm not gonna watch that game. But I don't miss a match here, Chiefs or here, Liverpool. Unless the Chiefs is playing and Liverpool is playing, then that means I'm going to watch the Chiefs, which has only happened once this season. But I know this team will probably lose, but I'll still watch them. As if Bola guys last flugmans, if we're being honest. It's fine though. Ngizobuka game nje lezoqala ngo3 ekseni, and then it will end at 4:45 in the morning, and I have to sleep at 5 and wake up at 11 and prepare to go to work, because I start working at 1. Nice life problems. Yeah, Usbong Ubuko says, if only Chiefs could hire 8 scouts like United to analyze games we've played recently and analyze while the match is on. Yeah, I think I've seen that moment once, but I think we only have one video what who went to Zwane at halftime and was showing him, okay, this or this or this. But I don't think we have enough analysts on that team. It's just weird. By the way, as a matter of fact, can someone tell me who stays in Albertine? who stays in Albertine or we chat njengamanje, who stays in Albertine, ungitshele kuma comments if you stay in Albertine or close to Albertine. In Gauteng, that is. Sibongo Buko says, oh yeah, sengifundile. Sundowns offered much more. They had to. They were playing mind games. Chiefs folded again. Talking about Umalulek, how much they paid him or they offered him. Can you please teach me how to pronounce your name? Machuene Ratius says, Serota always stresses me out with always running without a plan. It's like when the ball touches him, he just feels the need to start running. For what reason? He will run, Oksala. He will just run. Why? No, he will run. Unati has come back and says, Kama is old, injury prone, earns a lot of money for nothing. He's off form, so let him go. It's a no-brainer. Ah, my goodness, was actually that you straight more figure, you like oh man. I don't know who, but someone was talking about Utoli. I think he underperformed in some game, and I could feel, when you read a comment and you can feel what this person is hurting. Like, let's take Dolly to FIFA, man. He deserves to be to be punished. He's stealing his salary. Hey, Dolly was hurt this season. Guys, please like the video. We've been on 50 likes for a very long time. Okay, man. Unati says Kama is old. Oh, Sekshilolo. Kusizwe Dlamini says Jali must just go to Marumo. You see, there he will be given number 10 in one game, 5 in the next game, 15 when he likes 11. Okay, let me read the comment again. Jali must go to Marumo. Bezekbane comma. You see, there he will be given number 10 in one game, 5 in the next game, 15 when he likes, and 11 during training. Asimfuni enachurena lo matala lol. Oh my days. Let's get a member, guys. Come on, the show is about to end. We haven't gotten a member today. Let's get a member. It's only 20 rands. Someone must take one for the team here and become a member today. It's only 20 rands. Umandla says, okay, no. Utapelo Prince says he's in Albertine. Okay, so Albertine. I will tell you some other day why I'm asking that. But I know Utapelo Prince is in Albertine. Yeah. And then Manda is saying, can we let Sabelo Hatebe go on loan to Stelis Matot? The boy deserves better. Did I not say something like that in one of the videos? Because, I was talking about Usbong Senim Tet Oguti. We could use Sabelo Hatebe as a swap deal loan Shandis. Because really, Chiefs is just wasting that boy's talent. But you are adding something to the topic when I'm you are adding layers to this onion that already has many. We started the video wanting to talk about 6 players, but we've only talked about 3. But that means we can talk about other people in the next video. So it's good that y'all are active or highly interactive. So we end up giving me more video topics. Umsawenkosi says, hello Mpilo, I'm still painting. Oh, Umpo says I'm in Soweto. It's not that far, right? Yeah, Albertine, Soweto. I checked how far the distance is, but yeah, I will tell you in due time why I'm asking all these questions about Gauteng. Wink wink, nudge nudge. I'm moving to SA soon. Yeah. back to SA soon. It's funny. I live in this country that has electricity every day, and I'm going to leave it to come to a country that's always dark. It's just weird how things we do for our country. Umsankosi say hello Mpilo, I'm still painting ukuthi Biliati because he can still offer a lot with Chiefs. Biliati looking at his ability, man. It's really sad ukuthi he will leave not having not realized his potential, because ama first touches ga Biliati. You could see that's quality, that's top tier. But as Machuene says, I'm Pedi from Polokwane, Limpopo. You are pronouncing it okay, Kosi. That's good. Yabo manje, I need to write a map. Ne? I need to have a map. I know Mpo is in Soweto. I know where Mandla is. I need to have a map of all abalandel by Baby Chiefs laba eskhuluma nabo kuma chat, because now I know ukuthi when I'm in Polokwane, I know which house I should run, which house I should run to if I'm in Polokwane and people are chasing after me. Yeah, I'm looking for Machuene. They'll be like, which one? We have 10. It's weird. It sounds tribalistic. Anyways, Umpo says, lol, we didn't talk about Umlomo Ondao. We talked about Umlomo Ondao. I said he's living and people didn't care. Like, so I just stopped because people didn't care. So I just read down my comments because y'all kept on talking about something else. And why are people not liking the video? Like, it's been on 50 likes for the past 20 minutes. Guys, like, Uziki says we are anyways like post-prime players. If you look at likes of Mpela, Yebo, Castro, Billiard, Doli, Manyama, list is endless. Now possibly Charlie. The thing is that Chiefs just likes free agents, and those players were signed because they were free agents, which is the reason why Charlie is potentially going to be signed because he's also a free agent. Played is saying Pilo so funa ukuthi mara tu batong. Imagine vele. Way, that means if I'm going to be living in Gauteng now, at least I'm going to be okay. I don't speak one language. I understand Sotho, Pedi, but I can't speak them. I don't want to be that Zulu guy. They don't know any other language. So yeah, sengizokhuluma kanjalo. Sengizothi mara amaqanda. Lord have mercy. I don't want to lose. I don't want to become Mfano Sekoli when I'm back home. Umpo says you must be prepared because the south is always dark. What do you mean the south? What do you mean the south? Umpo, explain. And I should cancel my trip back to SA immediately, or I'll just live in the suburbs. I'm joking. I don't have that money to live in my suburbs. Blade says in South Africa everything is southwards. Aye, in South Africa mina nkosi yami. But isobuyela khona thina Blade. We love our country. Guys, yeah. Ama comments enu sengiwafundile, and I'm sorry we did not cover the other players, but we still had interesting conversations about the players that we did talk about. So I guess tomorrow it's Lerato is actually my sister. So Mauti Lerato cringe. It feels weird because I have a sister, Lerato. Come on. Umpo saying south of Gauteng. Does that include Albertine? it can include Albertine. It's not allowed to include Albertine. It can't. Why is it always dark? I'm scared of South Africa. Here, guys, yabo, right now it's 2 minutes past 2, but I can take my phone, carry it, and walk down the street and go to the convenience store with full confidence. Nothing can happen to me. In SA, I'm just panicking before I even come back. How am I going to be safe in this country? Because now I'm not scared of anything. I'm like, there's no Indonesian who's going to mark me. I know Abolov, but will take your stuff and leave you walking with underwear. So, but it's just sad what I'm going back to SA if you think about it. But hey, there are advantages of it all. But guys, good session again. No one became a member today. It's okay. Football Freak says I skipped his comment. When did I skip your comment? Oh, there it is. After the one that says I'm petty. It says Sekgotha is not Chiefs material. Finish and clear. I'm a Downs fan, guys, but I have defended the guy a lot and never shows up to the party. He must go watch what Chiefs legends did back in the days. And a lot of us, it proves though ukuthi he has become that one player uSekgotha that fans were like, hey, because when he gets the ball he runs, and everyone would get excited when he got the ball because he would do something. But it's like saying Umshunqisi is a good musician because when he's on the mic he will shout, yeah, yeah. But he's not a good musician. He's not talented with his singing voice. It's just that when he holds the mic he makes the loudest noise. And then you take other people, they have like voices that can do magic, right? But people won't see that. Oh, actually, if you look at what so and so is doing subtly, like behind the scenes, well, yeah, all right, to play it. The helicopter. When he comes, something is happening. Aganayo finesse of being an electric car. Would you move just in silence? No timing, no thinking, and kuba momish. Depressed it's dark in South Africa. But things on I'll end the stream here, guys, for today. Thank you so much once again for joining me. Go watch the video. Please go watch the video that I posted if you haven't checked it out. I'll see you tomorrow. And please share these streams if you can on your socials. Not if you can, I know you can. Please just share them so that more people can join tomorrow as well. And let's have these conversations and keep them going. But before I go, Humpo says on stage 7, Amiel says, please, Coast Nation, let's not talk about Caleb. I don't know if he's an athletic or a soccer player. He seems lost in the field of play. Caleb. For some reason, my heart is now conditioned. It skips a bit when we talk about Caleb because I think of all the horror. I think of all the pain that he has made me go through. Yeah, bye-bye, guys. Kosi. Alpelo moya.